Hello and welcome, bienvenidos a the studio. Okay, I want to talk about a subject that I have done some really in depth research on. So, I am under the understanding that a lot of American laws and American culture derives from um, biblical morality. I think that that is fair to say. Um, there's a lot of alignments in morality in the United States law that correlates to biblical morality. Uh, and so I think it's fair to use it. Um, it is a very trusted source for morality, and it works. Uh, none of this is like faith based. It is like the biblical text provides us a roadmap to morality, and um, we apply that to the law, and that's how we get things such as free speech, as I talked about earlier with like separation of church and state, where we separate them out because different beliefs within Christianity historically uh, clashed. And so we have the separation of church and state, so then that there's not a ruling theocracy, and that created free speech for the most part. So I give you an example like that. Now there's another example of something like the penitentiary that also is derived from biblical morality. It comes from the time of like Catholicism, but even before that too. Like this has just been a well understood method to have have a better society, and that is prisons or jails, or like punishing um, people that break the law. And if you go as far back as you can, uh, you will go to something known as the Hammurabi Code, I believe, and that's where we get the idea of eye for an eye. Um, which was like Sumerian. The that's the earliest known laws that we can find. Um, do I think there is validity in basing our laws on the Christian text? I think there is. Um, while also allowing others to have a perspective. That's the whole point of freedom of religion. Um, which we got from a Christian society. Okay, so jails. A little bit of a tangent there. Little, little bit of a recap. So jails. I don't think jails are necessarily bad. I think the jail system needs to have its goals rewritten, essentially. Um, because we should always treat uh, the enemy, let's say in this case, the enemy of the law, somebody who's trying to break the law, uh, of the common people, which is us, which is the republic, our constitutional republic. I know I have said that it is a democratic republic. I guess it would be a democratic constitutional republic. Like, our laws come from the Constitution in a secular type of way, but that also acknowledges the actual condition of the people, which is people are religious. Okay. Um. So our prison system, I keep going on tangents. Uh, the prison system, they are supporting facts, is what they are. The prison system today is bad. It is bad. Um, I would consider the prison system we have as embarrassing. Uh, it breaks it breaks the I believe in whole. It breaks the law of no cruel and unusual punishment. Um, they're not clean. They it's very poor conditions, and atrocities occur within those walls, and I think that's embarrassing. Um, I think I think criminals pushing out justice within the criminal system is just awful. It's bad. Why are we allowing um, this embarrassing institution uh, to house our criminals, where it's just an animal house? It's just, I'm sure somebody could write a book from their time, and it sounds something along the lines of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, from their time in jail. Um, so historically, jails have been looked at as a penitent time to pay for your sins, um, or to pay back the community that you damaged, at least in the secular world. Um, that's where we get the word penitentiary, because you're paying your penitence. That's a Catholic idea, but that's just where it comes from. I'm making no statement on faith here. Um, and I think there is some reasonable idea to this penitent structure. Um, Going to jail, going into timeout, like as a child, going into timeout, going to jail, being taken out of that environment, and letting it be a time for self reflection, a time to understand what has been done was wrong, and that you are willing and trying and are changing for the better. So, really, this idea is more like a rehabilitation program. But I think the industry standard that we have today is very abusive. And that's embarrassing. That's gross. Um, there should be a rebuilding of the person. Uh, maybe a tearing down of who the person was, not in an abusive way, and also a rebuilding of somebody better. Not the better self or your best self, but somebody better, right? Nobody's going to be perfect. So, this rehabilitation, so that whenever they come back into society, they're better off for it. Now, I know that there will be people that will never be able to rejoin society, and uh, more extreme measures should be taken, of course, but uh, there should always be this discipline instilled uh, into these people that do go into incarceration. Uh, I feel like it makes our society worse off whenever people go to jail, get abused, and then come back out, and now they have that trauma of going to jail, and it's not addressed, and they are left in a worse place. I think a better, uh, like, criminal not organization, a criminal institution that handles criminals uh, should be having inmates leave out better than they were before. Maybe not monetarily, but like mindset wise, to be able to, go get a job and just make good decisions. I think the SA that is allowed to go on and the killings of inmates that is allowed to go on um, is embarrassing. And, I'm not saying that I have the answer, but I believe that falls into cruel and unusual punishment, if you ask me. You go to jail and you're under the custody of whatever government has you, and then you get SA'd. The focus should not be on necessarily or unnecessary cruelty, uh, but jails should be focusing on rehabilitation uh, to create a strong society. And it's, not everybody's going to be rehabilitated, but people should be treated well. And that's my firm belief that you should always be treated well. Or the best that you can. Like, all right. Bless up. And, big love. God bless. Go get some exercise. I'm skipping out on exercise today. Maybe I'll do something around the house. Yeah, I have to. Okay. Goodbye.